So it's come to my attention that a lot of y'all, I won't say a lot of y'all, but there are some people out here using, autism, disabilities, learning disabilities, depression, suicide as talking points for, not to get the jab, right? Or just about all around about this whole issue, this whole crisis, right? Keep it out your mouth. Don't use people like myself who are in that group of autistic, learning disabilities, depression, suicide, etc. Don't use us for a talking point, especially if you didn't give a damn before now. Many of you didn't even care, okay? Especially in the black community, and that's who I'm addressing this to. You didn't care, okay? You weren't very helpful either when it comes to coming to you or even being able to come to you about, thoughts of depression or suicide as a friend, a family member, whatever, because you're useless. Only thing that you could do is tell somebody to pray, or just get up, and you just got to get up and keep going. Or maybe if you fix yourself up, you'll feel better. Okay? None of you cared about learning disabilities and autism and things like, and other life-altering side effects of anything prior to COVID. Okay? You didn't care. People have been saying, environmental health groups and even Islam American Islam has been talking about how, we are being pretty much poisoned because of the what these companies are allowing to put in our food, processed foods, fake food, things, chemical contaminants in fragrances, shampoos, cleaning products, where we live at, industrial areas we live around that do affect the black community more because there's a lot of more industrial places, industrial factories and things like that in low income areas. So people have been talking about this for the last 40 years. It's been a ramp up. If you haven't noticed, that's why I'm saying, like, y'all pissing me off with this, because obviously you don't even pay attention to what's going on, because this has been something that's been talked about. Not only that, in the last 20 years, there's been an outcry of the fact that there's been more and more babies being born pre-polluted that are affecting things like the endocrine system, being born with cancers and all type of birth defects, including gender association behavior disorder, developmental, learning disabilities, autism, all that. There's been a boom of all of that the last 20 years, and people have been coming out trying to say, trying to advocate for these, to bring awareness to these issues, and the black community ain't cared before now, unless it was somebody in your family. And that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about these people who really wasn't even on being concerned about what's going on as far as the development of our fetuses, and the just general development and well-being of black babies and black bodies. The black community is the last to talk about it, because y'all are, especially with depression and suicide, that y'all that were ADHD, you just need your ass whooped. There's no such thing. Black community have been turning their back and not listening to none of was no such thing as disabilities and all this other stuff before COVID, before y'all started using it as a talking point. Before then it was, that's some white folk shit. Depression, that's some white folk shit. ADHD, that's some white folk shit. You just need your ass whooped. Don't use these issues that were already prevalent heavily in our community before COVID and the jab. Don't use those issues as your talking points because you didn't care. And the fact that you're using it as talking points means that it's telling that you weren't even concerned or within doing any real work and to bring awareness or anything like that to these issues prior to this whole new issue that we have, this CV stuff. Because if you were aware, you were in the trenches, quote unquote, or mildly aware of, the numbers of, as far as depression and suicide, our men are more depressed and suicidal. There's a high percentage. Like, stats like that. If you knew, you wouldn't be using, if you were involved in the conversations prior to this whole epidemic, you wouldn't say stuff like that. You wouldn't try to, if we are we to just, leave our, children doing all these experimental things, or doing this because, and our children, blah, 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 blah. You wasn't fucking caring. Your children still out here eating processed foods. Children out here, you weren't advocating for, more fresh produce and grocery stores and food desert areas where there's that are primarily black areas that, only thing they really have is fast food, McDonald's and a chicken joint and whatever owned by the Arabs or something. You weren't advocating for that. You're not advocating for them to, increase, because they're steadily decreasing, increase the income limits for free and reduced lunch at school so that kids can get a proper lunch. You're not advocating for, you're not opening up grocery. You're not advocating for a lot of stuff. You're not at autism walks, or you're not, none of that shit. None of it. You don't even hear about depression and shit. Y'all don't care about depression, depressive children or adults, because y'all ain't about shit no way when it comes to that shit. Y'all don't care. Half your family, have you even checked? There's a lot of your family members that's putting a smile on their face, but dying on the inside. But you don't care. And we can't even talk to each other about shit like that. So how fucking dare you? You're not even somebody that we could just, that your family member or friend can come to and be like, yo, I'm just not, y'all don't know what to say. I went to one of my friends that I known for a long time, and it's not this person's fault. It's an epidemic in the black community, and it came to this person, and this person, only thing this person could tell me was, hey, you just got to keep going. That's all that black folks have. We don't have constructive anything when it comes to suicidal thoughts, depression, and any of that sort of stuff. We don't have anything constructive to give to the conversation. We don't, when it comes to, we don't know what to say to our family members and friends. But all of a sudden you care, and you can't even be supportive of your own family members or friends can't even come to you about the issue that they may have in their life when it comes to any of those issues, really, learning disabilities, all that shit we have to hide. I have had ADHD, been diagnosed since I was 13. I've hit this shit for over 20 years. I've just literally, since this panorama, have come to the face to face with it, and the realization that I live with this. Okay, of me just trying to, all these years, 20 something years, however I'm 40, I don't know, 30, 25, almost 30 years, I don't know, of dealing with this, and hey, doing the black thing. We just got to keep on keeping. We got to find a way and make it on. We just got to get on over the hump and just keep on day to day and just get up. And, at times it was, you got to pray. I just got to pray and give it up to God. Useless shit. Because of the black community And that's the reason why people like me live like this for so long and hide shit like that. It's because of the black. There's no support mechanisms in the black community, in the families or anything like that. So that's what drove me more or less to even having to mask it and pretend and all type of shit that I've had to do to try to, on my own, to try to make life work for me. And it didn't work very fucking well. But who the fuck am I gonna go to? Somebody black who ain't gonna tell me shit? But girl, or, you know, hey, you just got to keep on. You just, hey, I mean, don't have shit to say. You can't say shit. Nothing helpful, nothing, you know, I'm here just to fucking listen. No, can't even do that. And then if you do listen, it's like, well, you know, what the fuck? You don't even know what to say, but you want to use this shit for COVID, your talking points, as to your disagreements about the whole issue of the panorama and the jab. Man, look here, let me tell you something. Don't use autistic people with learning disabilities, and even if you're autistic, if you're one of them people that act like it don't exist, you too, because there's a lot of us is walking around here undiagnosed. That's faking the funk. That's why you know certain things don't go right in your life. Sometimes it even affects your communication with family members, children, affects your relationship with your children, relationships with other people, all types of shit. But if you weren't concerned about this segment of people, black people and black babies, before this situation happened, shut your fucking mouth about it now. Do not use it as some talking point, because you didn't care before. And if you didn't care before this, don't speak on our shit. Because I guarantee you, people like you who are only using it as a talking point, once this shit go away, then we don't exist no more. We don't exist no more. You ain't advocating for us. So shut up.